Morning student, today we are going to learn and going to start our lesson number first in civics, that is the need for law and the constitution. So student, here you can see the picture is also given here. It is a picture of when the meeting and the draft committee was signing or on our Indian constitution. Later on the chapters we'll talk about it. First of all, this chapter you are learning about the law and constitution. And student, without the law, without the rule and the regulations, we can't complete any kinds of the work. As you are the students and you are having the different kinds of the activities with the timetable in the school, and the according to time period you are working, doing the study, if you are having the different subjects in the school. Same way, when you are going in the society, they are having different rules and the regulations. The traffic rules are there. When you are going in the party in the crowd, so there is also rule. So there is different kinds of the rules and regulations in the society. So student, in the chapter you will learn what is the need of the law. As you know student, India became independent on 15th of August 1947. But afterwards there were the need of different kinds of the law and order which can implement in the country and which can be very necessary to all kinds of the activity which is suitable for the society, which may be suitable for the Indian citizens. So that's why our Indian constitution, the member of the constitution committee, later on chapters you will study about it, they made the law, and the book of law is known as the constitution. So in this chapter only you are learning about what was the need of law and order in the country. So student, here only you are going to learn in this all the points, the need for law, and afterwards you will study about the dowry system, our constitution and its features, why we need a constitution, laws and dissent. So other things you will study. First today I am just giving the introduction to you only why we need the law. Some of the examples it is given here in a chapter, something which we have talked, you can see and understand about it. We often hear people use the phrase law of the jungle to denote the situations of rampant unrest and lack of peace in a society where the life of the common man is in danger due to the increase in the criminal activities. So student, maybe you have heard the phrase law of jungle. Okay, it means here is no any kinds of the law and law of jungle. Jungle, why this sentence, the word is jungle, the phrase has been described here, why this word is taken here, because in the jungle there is no any kinds of the rules and regulations. Okay, there is only the one kind of who is a more mighty, powerful, that only becoming the king of the jungle. Okay, so there is no any kind of the law. So that's why we are just comparing this kinds of the thing with the society also, when in the society there is no any kind of the rule and the regulations are there, so we are using the term there is a law of jungle, where the few of the people, they are not any kinds of they are not working accordingly to the law and rules and the regulations. Why this is happening? Because it is only because of different kinds of criminal activities, and it is only giving the different kinds of laws to the common man. Okay, but the common man who want a peaceful life, but because of the other criminal activities, he and she has to spend a life in the discomfort zone. Okay student, so now it is only explain the second paragraph. What is this? In a jungle, as we know, life of weak creature is usually at the mercy of mighty predators. So just I have explained to you this all the things. Okay, in the jungle, who is a more mighty, powerful, only he is having the some kinds of mercy for other animals. It means the weak creatures, they are just living on the mercy of the mighty predators. That is why law of the jungle is not preferred in a civilized society. Instead of civilized society has a systematic code of conduct for all its members, So what is the meaning of civilized? Means where the civilization is there, civilized society, there we may have some systematic code of conduct which is for all the members. It should be not discriminate, it should not be make a differentiate among the people. All the members are governed rules which are based on the basic principle of checking the arbitrary exercise of the power by anyone and ensuring fairness in the justice of administration. Okay, so in this way, who is sitting, it means just we are electing through the elections, we are electing, we are choosing our representatives. So they are, when they are working for us, so there should be no discrimination. The law is equal for all the people. So in the term, even the law is equal for all the people, but at the field of administration is supposed to be the equal eye, the equally treatment for all the society person. The body of such rules, norms, and the principle is collectively termed as a law of land in the context of a particular nation. The law of the land ensures safety for every citizen and punishment for those who commit any kind of the crime. So, sir, what do you understand by this paragraph? This paragraph is explaining you that there are supposed to be the equal rights and equal kinds of the law whoever citizen of that place. So student, in this way you can understand what is the role of the law. You have to understand in the way the law is having the specific role to maintain the society and to maintain all kinds of the things where the people are living. So now in this chapter you will study the different kinds of the fact which need the law. Student, we know just our country, our India, our nation became free, independent on the 15 August 1947. Okay, but afterwards we need a law which can be work on the every citizen according to the different kinds of the field. Understood, student? In this way, when our constitution was framed, in the further chapter you will study about it. Afterwards also so many the new kinds of the act had been included by the implementations. This you will study afterwards. So now in this term we can understand here in this chapter you will study how the different society, the different social norms were there. Just you can see here the dowry. When a girl is marrying, so when she is going to in-laws home, she has to take some kinds of the things which is known as a dowry. Okay, now earlier this dowry also became a one kind of the exploitation thing for the girls. Still it is in the society, but before that there was no law. Before 1961 there was no any kind of law, but after when this dowry or the this exploitation of the women and the girls became too miserable, so the Indian Constitution framed a new law that is known as the Dowry Prohibition Act 1961. And this story, all the things you know, student, when a girl is getting married, when she is going, so according to tradition she is having the demanding of the dowry system. Who is there? The bride family, okay, and the groom and his family members. It means we can understand a tool of the expression of the bride family by the groom and it means the groom family, they are demanding for many other kinds of the things which the bride family have to be complete their demand. It is, the story is not end here. The story is afterwards also starting when the bride is going to the new home and when she is exploiting totally by their in-laws family, and at last there were, she has to be some kinds, she has to be suicide, or it was a murder of the brides of their husbands and their families. So student, in this example is given in 2011 alone 8,618 dowry deaths cases were reported in all across India according to National Crime Record of Bureau. So what is this explaining to you? This is explaining to you in a society there the need of different kinds of the law, and by the law only we can remove these kinds of the social evils from the society. So student, in this way you can understand I think you have understood about the dowry system. You are living in the society. You are aware about the things when a girl is getting married. So she has to take many things with her. Okay, and after taking these many things, also she has to be lose her life. Sometime by on her way by the society, and sometime by the other ones. There are lots of cases if you'll take. So afterwards in the further topic I will take the some kinds of data there where you will understand how many deaths are getting by these kinds of the act. So student, now just I have explained to you Dowry Prohibition Act in 1961 declares that taking giving dowry is a crime. It means it what is the 1961 Dowry Prohibition Act? It means it is totally restricting, okay, and this is totally preventing the taking and the giving dowry is a crime. Anyone found guilty under this law will be prosecuted and punished with the fine and imprisonment for a period of between 6 months and to 5 years. The news clipping below will show you to how the law has helped the father of a dowry dead victim in the getting justice. It means here it is a story is given here about it. Okay, student. So in this way we can understand. Just in this chapter you are learning why the need of law. Okay, so now I think you have understood what is a by this dowry system. You can just now you came to know what is the and why is the need of the law. Okay, because when in the society where it is going the it means beyond the limit or some kinds of exploitation of the people, so that's why there is a need of the law. I think, student, you have understood what is the meaning of the need of law by the dowry system. Another also you will study in the chapter. For today this much you can just go through whatever I explained to you. Today chapter you have learnt about the need of law, the need for law, and by the example of dowry system we have given in 1961 there was the Dowry Prohibition Act had been formed, and by this only the crime somehow it was reduced but not totally stopped. Still it is going in a society, but some cases had been reduced. According to this act nobody can take the dowry and nobody can give the dowry. If anybody got guilty here, like this student we are giving and taking, but if it is converting into any kind of crime, so both the families, the bride families and the groom family, both they have to be pay some price for this one. So hope so whatever today you have learned you will go through. Next topic I will explain to you whatever today is left afterwards. Thank you. Have a nice day.